Okay, we've only got this little bit of time to live in this moment now. Here we go. Only got this little bit of light to give a little joy somehow. Only got this little bit of time, life, to live in this moment now. We help each other when the road is long.
Hello, everybody out there. Here we are in warm Tucson. About 20 of us here right now or so, gathering together. Trying to give thanks that we're all still here and remembering those of us who aren't here in this form any longer. See, the wind just blew up and said, we're here. We're here.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. We gonna sing and dance?
Yeah, we visit Whistler. We can see you. We can see you and we can hear you, but you need to mute yourself for the moment. We're just getting started here.
I don't know how to do that, Henry. I could just shut the fuck up. I could do that.
Well, Sandy will mute you.
Yeah, I'm muted right
Sandy, can you mute Whistler and Florida?
now. I hear you and I see you, and you look purpley pink and pretty.
There, we got him muted. Okay. So after you finish your opening remarks, we're going to watch the video from '78 with Neriah. But go ahead and
Say that Neriah was just such an awesome human being, you know, and he was one of the people that I felt like was really dedicated to the vision and tried to live the vision long and as much as he could, you know. And I put together these beautiful pictures here, if you can see.
oh yeah, they could see him.
Put together a vision board, a picture board of Neriah. See those? That's when he was really young, like probably
across the table
first at his
at the
at
base
the
of the
rainbow
picture.
gatherings back in the day.
Base of the
I don't know how to do it.
And
Here, did you do it?
later pictures of it. Part of it there on
Maybe you
the
can stand back so they can see the whole.
website. Not the website, what do you call it? The Rainbow Memorial page. See a lot of,
Beautiful eyes.
yep, great, everything. He was the kindest guy. And when I was working the Casbah, I was like spinning 100 plates at once on sticks, and they'd all start crashing, and he'd be like, just relax, just be calm, everything's gonna be all right, you know. He'd be like the guy that was always trying to just hold it together, keep the vibes good. It was very precious. Right. Hey, Henry. Well,
1, 2, 3. We love
you.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Here's the video.
I hope so.
So you're responsible.
You got a feeling inside of ourselves when we follow it, we become healthy. And you begin to see in this health of body and mind that it's not an easy thing. It takes work. It took me a lot of pain to rid things out of my body that I was attached to, that I'd grown accustomed to and gotten into habits with. But now, through the love, I mean, here, people surround me with enough love and knowledge to heal myself if I want to do the work. And nowhere else on this face of the universe have I gone and found that for free and with love and with such a high energy happening around it that my whole total being gets healed. And I mean, you know, like I ain't the walking health machine myself. I'm still on the road and I'm getting there. But I feel that road happening now, and I feel the reality of it. It's no dream. Nothing in this world is a dream. It's all as real as we make it, as you make it, as we want to make it. It's real. And now this reality around here, some people think, praise the Lord, you know, and other people think, well, that's a cartoon. But it doesn't matter what people think about it. If you feel it in your heart and you feel that this is real for you as a way of life, don't doubt that it isn't there. Don't feel despair. Don't feel alone, because this life is being lived by brothers and sisters that are in harmony with the earth and are waiting for you to join hands with. It's your choice.
We have Whistler in Florida. We've got Crazy Charlie up in Washington State. That looks like Douglas, who was in the Love family. We have Carla, who is tuning in. Oh, we've got Feather and a friend of hers up in Montana, waving at everybody. This is Joseph Risha. He's one of the filmmakers. And we've got somebody from 509. Maybe that's Jimmer. He probably doesn't know how to put his name on.
Henry,
Hello?
tell people to unmute themselves because they didn't get unmuted.
Who's speaking?
I'm unmuted. Hello, Feather, if you could hear me.
Hi, I'm here. Here, I can see. I'm on time. Yahoo! Love you guys.
Feather, is that you in Montana?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. I see you. I see you. I see you in 1978 in my mind right now. Unbelievable. How lovely to make the connection. I hope your life goes well.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time, too long for all of us. I'm so glad we're all together tonight.
Yes.
Honoring all these wonderful people that have been from the family. So, yeah,
Yes.
century. God, we
I
love
would
each
have
other.
never expected this interaction in a million years, you know. Ed's in there somewhere listening to this. And
Well, we had Ed, but I don't know, I don't see him with us
Thanks,
now.
brother.
Ed, I know if
Derek.
Ed has a previous Zoom he has to go to. If he's gone and we lost him, it's because he has
This
something
wind,
else he has
that's
to do.
Neriah's son.
I'm still here. You just have to scroll across the top.
Okay.
I'm Ed Melnick, and I directed and did a lot of the camera work, some of the camera work for Experience the Rainbow, which was the 1978 in rainbow gathering film in the Umpqua National Forest. We got a short grant, a very small grant from the Oregon Arts Commission to help us with batteries and such. And we also did a fundraiser at the Wow Hall. And thanks to Henry, he got us a small grant from the Hahnemann Foundation with Ram Dass to help us with some editing expenses.
Did you have any other words you want to say before we go to another speaker?
Not really. It was definitely a chapter in my life I'll never forget. And it was a magical experience to be there and be with all of you. And it was also a magical experience with our crew. Some of the crew were real neophyte interns, and then there were some others that really were,
There he is.
video people. So it was, it was an experience. And of course, we edited it in Portland, and then we post-edited it in San Francisco at the Bay Area Video Coalition, and we brought it back and did some final editing up at KVAL for credits. So it's been a great piece. That's all I have to say. I do have to leave in a few minutes to another Zoom meeting. So it's great to be here, and thanks for the invitation.
All right, Ed. Sandy, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I noticed that Neriah's son Wind is on, and I don't know how much time he has. Can we check in with his son Wind and find out how much time he's got, and if he'd like to speak next or would like to go next?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Wind. I'm one of Neriah's children. He had five sons and one daughter, and I'm kind of right in the middle. So I was his third child. And I just want to let you all know I really appreciate you guys doing this and getting together and honoring him in this way. And I know that he would be really happy to see all of you together talking about the rainbow. So that's cool. Really neat. He was a true believer for sure. I think he lived his ideals all the way. He, never had a problem kind of letting people know where he stood on things. So, yeah, thanks. I just wanted to say thank you all for inviting me, and I'm sorry that it's probably been a long time since most of you have seen him. And he was up here for in Portland, I think, for probably like 4 years maybe before he passed. He had been living in Eugene for several years before that. That's kind of, I think he had been down there in Tucson maybe before he went to Eugene, and that was a long time ago.
I was really lucky. I was really lucky and got to have a Zoom call with him, like with my friend Ron, went to see him at the nursing home. So I got to see him last fall, I think it was. So it was really nice to see him again. I don't know if he recognized me,
Yeah, he had, for those of you who don't know, he had Alzheimer's, and probably he had it for several years. So yeah. It was, it had gotten pretty bad over the last couple of years, which is why he was in that home there. And he would have some like you know, he would have some good times when he definitely was really focused, and then sometimes when you didn't know for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've worked with Neriah and lived next door to him for several years here in Tucson, and he was just an awesome person. You know, we really all enjoyed him so much here and worked together with each other. And he was like the guy that, you know, last man standing with the mop some nights, you know. He was definitely dedicated. Okay.
Could you say more about what gave him joy and that he really got engaged with in his later years?
Well, I'd say, I think always he had his same passion. He loved doing video. He loved documenting stuff. He loved, I think, telling those stories that maybe, you know, other people weren't telling. So he would try to do more of that. I think it was harder for him, you know, to stay focused and to have the energy to do a lot of work. So I don't know how much work he was able to do. He definitely kept writing the entire time he was up here. Kept researching, keeping up his correspondence with people a lot. But, you know, I think he was an advocate for the counterculture, the hippie lifestyle, the rainbow family. And, you know, that was one of the things that really drove him. And I think always was a major inspiration for him.
Can you speak about his Christian belief and his faith?
Yeah, I guess I don't know for sure what his faith was, you know, in the last years. You know, he changed his faith a lot, I think, or I don't know if changed is the right way, but definitely, you know, his relationship with God and religion changed over the years.
With religions and church and groups, yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, and so I don't know where he ended up. I really don't.
We studied and believed and talked a lot. I worked with him in the 79 and 80, you know,
yeah.
the most.
Yeah, he got into like kind of new age beliefs, I think probably in the late 90s, early 2000s, and he was pretty I think new age would be probably what I would describe his belief system as then. I don't know where he ended up, you know, in the last 10 years or so, but that's definitely, you know, he was always on kind of a journey of discovery, I think, as far as that stuff was
and putting it together and just such an eloquent speaker about it all in his relations and talk. And then relating to the authorities and then stepping aside, for instance, to change a diaper. It might have been you.
It might have been.
And then relating to the cops and the authorities.
Yeah, 79, it definitely could have been me.
He was such a showman relating to everybody.
Your mom is Judea, right?
Yeah, that's right. She goes by Joy nowadays, but yeah.
Joy, yeah, that's when I knew her in Denver. She was Joy. I
Yeah.
always thought of them as Joy, Roger and Joy.
Yeah, he actually started calling himself Roger for the last couple of years of his life, and I don't know. I kind of think maybe it was his Alzheimer's stuff, kind of forgetting some things, but he kind of slipped back into that. That's what he went by for the last 2 or 3 years.
How's your mama doing?
She's doing really well, actually. She's retired and she lives in Portland nearby to me. And I have 2 kids, and she comes over and we spend a lot of time together. And she walks a lot and she paints, and she's having a pretty good time.
Did Roger keep doing the silk screening that he was so interested in when he was in Denver?
Whistler speaking.
He did not. I don't think so. I didn't see him make any, like, you know, prints or anything like that. I don't think I saw some of the prints that he had made, but I never saw him work on that stuff. He was definitely much more into filmmaking, playing music. He had a band.
Yeah, that was Greg McBride. I did that studio with Roger in Denver. This is Charlie.
Oh, hey,
Hey,
Charlie.
Listen,
Hi.
I want to say goodbye to everybody. I've got to get going. And I want to just say thank you, Win, and it's good to make your acquaintance here. And much love to you and your family. Condolences to your family. And Roger had been a part of my life because of the Rainbow and having filmed them. And back in that, when we made that documentary, someone who's not here tonight is Ann Kaluzny. And Ed and Ann and I lived that documentary for a long time. And we made it happen. Ann's not here, but she was great.
Carnation Charlie, it's Heather.
Hey, hiya, Heather. You are
Hey,
loved.
yeah.
I remember being with you in Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona gathering.
That was fun.
Pretty crazy.
I don't see your picture. I'm looking for you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, but it's just
much love.
Bye.
Henry.
Much love to you all.
Where's Heather?
He's got a
I need
whole
to
scene
take off
going
too,
on in
so
Tucson.
There you are.
thanks for
I don't know
inviting me,
where.
and good luck to you all.
It's here. Here's Henry, and
Yeah.
here's people. That could be Doug, but I don't think so. But anyway, they got a big fire going on there.
Okay,
And people are talking like
hey,
all
everybody,
sorts of
can
stuff, and it's
can
people
everybody,
from all over the
everybody
place.
mute?
One of the neatest
Can
things.
everybody mute, please mute for a
it's like
moment?
his-
I'd like to
yeah.
say something.
That's one of
Everybody
his
please mute.
5 sons.
the
Neriah's.
guy
Roger,
Sandy,
yeah.
can you mute everybody?
They can't hear me, right? Are you on? mute?
And remember, then you have to unmute.
Yes, they could hear you. That's right.
Okay,
All right, excuse me. Okay.
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 In Tucson. And I just wanted to say that there's a lot of people on that would like to speak at this point. And before we continue, I'd like to find out if anybody could let Sandy and Mesa know, she's our host tonight, if you have a time constraint, if you need to speak and leave. So if anybody needs to speak because they have another commitment, please chat with Sandy and she'll put you on. She'll spotlight you. With that, I'm going to pass the feather to whoever feels like they have something they'd like to share. How about you, Wind? Are you good for a while?
I'm totally fine. I just, I really just want to kind of sit back and listen to what other people have to say about him, memories and stuff. I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so does anybody need to go that wants to speak? Okay. Who'd like to step up to the mic and pass the feather? Looks like Neil's got his hand up. This is Neil was Strength Israel, and he knew Neriah and the Love family. So let's hear from Neil.
Henry, I would like to say hello.
Who's speaking?
Dan Clearwater.
Oh, okay. We've got Dan Clearwater on the Zoom, but he doesn't have a video. So he's over in Virginia and he's tuning in on his phone. All right.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, Dan. We're gonna hear from Neil Vonhoff, who was Strength Israel and the Love family.
I just wanted to say something about Neriah, Roger. He used to come and visit us a lot, and I got to know him through that. And a particular thought came to me that I've always felt that had to do with how we remember people. And it's actually written by Maya Angelou. And here's what it says. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And to me, that was Roger. That was Neriah. I remember standing with him and having conversations and just being together at different times. And it was a profound memory for me, and something I've never forgotten. It's a deep memory of just how his energy, his feeling, his love. To me, I believe, like most of us do, that a real religion is love, and he was a lover, and he was one that I never forgot. So that's all. And when I live in Troutdale, and I meant to get to see your dad because he's in Gresham, and he was in Gresham, I think. But then COVID hit and I couldn't go anywhere, and we had to watch out for all of that. So I never made it to see him. But I'll never forget him. He's within me forever.
Yeah, thank you, Neil. That was really bad timing for the whole pandemic thing, and we went a whole year without seeing him as well. And yeah. Thankfully I was able to get out and see him before he passed. But yeah, it was tough. It was really tough.
Where are you?
I'm in Portland. I live in Southeast Portland. So I'm not too far away from you.
No. Okay, I'll sign off. I just wanted to get that message or that feeling out from me. And I'm glad you were there, Wint, too. Take care. I will mute myself.
I thought you did.
Hey, Dan Clearwater, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Who is this?
Whistler.
Whistler. Oh my.
Why don't you come to visit sometime again? We missed you, bud.
Yeah, it's been a while. Thank you for saying hello.
Yeah. You're one of our favorites.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I do.
Whistler, you got something you want to say in memory of our brother that passed?
He was a good friend, and he was one of the key influencers for me when after the 72 gathering and I got to Denver, which is where I stayed for 23 years after that gathering.
Recognize that voice.
He enjoyed both. We're good friends, dear friends. And though I didn't see him very often after they left Denver, except at gatherings, there was always that feeling. I always think of Mulch and Che when I think of Roger and Joy. Mulch and Bart from Mud Hava Honey up around Boulder. We all went on a caravan to the 73 gathering in Wyoming. That was the first big.
Yeah, I went to that gathering. Clearwater went to that gathering.
Yeah, the big fire gathering. Before the big fire gathering.
No, that was a 73 gathering. That was kind of a simple gathering.
Yeah. Smaller. But the fire was scary. Early morning fires are always scary. Everybody's asleep. Fortunately, there wasn't any wind to kick up, or it would have really been a disaster.
Well, that 73 gathering was kind of weird because, you know, it was pretty spontaneous. It wasn't supposed to happen. It happened.
Yeah, it did. I think that gathering had more memories and more influence for me than the first one did, actually.
Where was that second one?
Wind River.
Wind River. Yes, it was a weird place on Wind River.
Wind River is where?
Wyoming.
Oh,
I think they made it into a national forest. I mean, a national park at this point, or some sort of special.
Well, back then it was a national forest. The only thing I remember about it was there was a piano there.
This is Henry. I'm going to cut in here and welcome some people that have come on the stream. We've got, it says iPhone Barbara, but that's Gypsy and Markin up in, they're watching up in Eugene. The brother that says Derek Chrysler, he's watching from the Seattle area. There his thumb is going up. And he was active with Neriah during the filming of several gatherings. Who else we have here? Diane Rivas. That doesn't look like Diane. That looks like a brother. So I don't know who that is, but I hope he or she will introduce themselves. We've got Carnation Charlie, also known as Crazy Charlie, up in Stanwood, Washington area, and Charlie and myself and Whistler, we were all hanging together back in Denver in the early days. And let's see if I've missed anybody here. We got Neil, Folk.
Hi, this is
We've got Glass up in Washington State. He's tuning in as D Song. And of course, Feather is up in Montana. Welcome. And Carla is tuning in also. And she's somewhere out on the West Coast. I see cousin Freddie is tuned in. I thought he was going to be here in person, but he's waving at us. And we've got another person on the phone with an area code 650. Would the person who's calling in from area code 650 please identify him or herself?
That's me. That's me, Dan Clearwater.
Oh, well then who's calling in from 509? Is that Jimmer? That looks like Jimmer's number. Jimmer, is that you out there?
A lot of people can't see that they're not opening up the chat.
Well, somebody's calling in from 509. Isn't that Spokane?
Say something.
Hey folks, Puddle Glum here. Just wanted to let you know that I'm interested in joining you right here in Eugene, just like Mark and Gypsy and Diane.
Who's speaking?
This is Puddle Glum calling.
We need to know who you are. Who is speaking?
This is Puddle Glum speaking.
Oh, this is Puddle Glum in Eugene.
Right here. I'm waving now to you.
Are you
Puddle
on
Glum right here?
Are you on a phone, Puddle Glum?
No, I'm where it says Diane Rivas.
Oh, you're the one that's Diane Rivas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right here.
I'm Diane, but this is my computer, but he's here with me.
Why don't you rename yourself Puddle Glum so we know who Diane Rivas is?
How do I rename myself? I've never done this.
I don't know. You guys try clicking around. I think you click on participants and then more and something like that. Anyway, good to see you, Puddle Glum.
Good to see you too, friend. Hey. Good to see you, Henry. Thanks for calling the other day.
Is there anybody that needs to leave that would like to speak next? Okay, if not, I'm just gonna open the floor. Anybody here want to speak?
Henry, question.
Yeah.
Is Carol Ann there?
She's sitting right here.
I was trying to add myself to the list or whatever. Yeah, I had to try.
We're at Carol Ann's house.
We're at Carol Ann's house.
This is waving.
Hi, Carol Ann. I miss you.
Hey,
Diane Rivas. Can I
which one am I looking at?
I know who you are. How you doing, CA?
Carol Ann.
Hey, I'm doing
Carol
good.
Ann, I don't have video. I'm just speaking.
Okay, you don't have the video, but you're speaking. All right.
Whistler, you got better all of the years, man.
No.
Hey, Dan, here's Carol Ann is with you right now.
All that alcohol done you good, bro.
No, just keep coughing and quit drinking, and then you'll be okay.
Hey, I just found out a week ago I'm on the river list. So give thanks, give praise, honor it through the fog, rainbow love.
Here's a cough for Neriah. All right.
There's Carla. Yeah, girl.
This is like a virtual rainbow gathering here.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
We are.
Geezer gathering.
Everybody under 40 here.
Keep going, Henry. You're doing good.
And here's Ethan. Here's my son, Ethan.
Where?
Right.
Where's Ethan?
Right here. Here's Ethan.
Is he at your house?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna go by and see him.
Yeah, you should.
Sounds like Freddie.
I'm a little nervous on this, get-togethers with my
There you
liver.
go. There you are. Well, I
But
get to see
yeah,
your face.
hey, I'm right next to you. At
Yeah.
least on my computer. So yeah, one love to all you guys, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know why it won't bring them up when I say speaker view. See, for some reason, Freddie, when you're speaking, talk to us again. I want to see if I can get you on our big screen here.
Well, I've always tried to stay underground, man.
You're making your grand appearance, huh?
Yeah, right. What's up with it? All this association.
Oh, hold on a sec, cousin Fred. I want to ask Sandy a question. Sandy, can you hear me? When cousin Fred is speaking, instead of getting a big yellow rectangle around him, we're only getting a little yellow line underneath his image. And when I go to gallery view, when I go to speaker view, I get us here instead of Freddie. Am I doing something wrong? Can't hear you, Sandy. Unmute.
That's because I was spotlighting whoever was giving their memories, and I've taken all the spotlights off. So
oh, okay.
You should be able to go to speaker view now.
Okay, all right. Freddie, you got anything else to say?
No, I didn't know Neriah, well, but I knew him since the first Oregon. And, I've always seen him throughout the signs and times. A couple of mind-blowing things that were put to me, like the Love family, I never thought, never knew. And, he's always, to me, in my world, he was a little bit more in the shadows, but he was always right in the center or right in the middle. So, I knew the guy, I love the guy, and I remembered just the minute I heard Plunker say his name. So, my respect, my love, but I can't say I was close to him.
Oh, well, thanks for tuning in. I thought we were going to see you over here.
I just didn't feel like, I wanted to go hang out with some more hippies.
There you Having beans all over it.
Hey, how many people are there? Henry?
Yeah, about 15 of us.
Okay, did Garrick make it?
He's sitting there with a big smile on his face waiting to talk.
Okay, nice.
Is Garrick over there with you guys?
Yeah, Eric's here too.
Garrick,
oh, all right.
Wow, there,
on?
Yarmulke.
Yeah,
You got me on here?
Yarmulke, my long lost buddy.
Sandy, let's spotlight the Tucson campus.
Is that Beck? Is that Garrett? Charlie here, man. Hey. Long time no see.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
You saw my kid. You haven't seen me.
Yeah.
You saw Ira, huh?
Yeah. Here, push this so I can stand up. That's good.
Yeah, you saw Ira. He came up and did a film thing, huh?
Yeah, it was good. He was totally great. Totally terrific.
That was fun. Huh? I miss you guys. I think of you every time I go past Drain.
It's still there. We're growing garlic and timber, garlic and trees. Beautiful, beautiful.
Sweet.
Listen. I'd say a couple words about Neriah.
Right.
You know, I just want to hang out with all of you guys and gals. I want to spend time with you. I want to, what do they call it? Gather with you. Let's
right.
see Colorado for the 50th. Neriah,
that's what I'm looking at.
See us all there. Pry
right.
all of those old off of their futons and get us together for one great round, because we might not make it to the 100th.
Right.
I'll
look at you in 50.
I'm good standing. I want to tell a little story about Neriah and the rainbow.
Gotcha. Me too.
At 77 here in the Southwest in New Mexico, we're in the teepee circle. I'm in the teepee circle. I meet this guy. I don't know. We moved some rocks for something. We carried something over to a kitchen. We helped with the second spring. We're just having a good time together, really gathering, doing it. And after being in and out of each other's days at the gathering for the first and the second and the third, Neriah says to me on the second, he says, you know, the gathering information is put out as the 1st to the 4th of July. It's just too short. You and I are just meeting right now for the first time. I've been coming since 72. That's like 5 years. We're finally just meeting each other. That's because this is Neriah talking. That's because by the time we come to be here on the 1st and the 4th happens, then we all start packing to go home. We don't get a chance to meet each other after we bring all this stuff together and focus ourselves, do the meditation. Then we're supposed to go home. He said we should move the so-called date of the gathering and all our communications from the 1st to the 4th to the 1st to the 7th. That's what Neriah said. And what year was that again? 1977, New Mexico, in the teepee circle. He said, look, we're gathering for 5 years, and it's the first time I'm meeting you. It's the first time you're meeting me. We need more time to get to know each other. By the time it's the 4th and we get everything set up and in, it's time to go. We need to tell people we're gathering from the 1st to the 7th. Well, I say to Neriah, that's a great idea. Bring it up to the council. Yeah, you want to work that? You want to go to the Neriah goes to the council the next day, and he says, "Listen, everybody, we gathering from the 1st to the 7th." He explains why. Everybody says, "Yes, great idea." It's consensus. They hold hands, and it's beautiful. And it's been this way ever since. Thank you, Neriah.
Wow.
That's true story. That's just. I have a couple other stories about Neriah, but they are scandalous, and I'm going to cede the spot to somebody else.
Hello, it's Miriam, and yes, we all are sad, and at the same time, Neriah lived his life for the spirit, and now he has gone before, and we have been blessed utterly to have our lifestyle. We have really, really been graced to have the kind of lifestyle that we came up from such a different reality from our youth to now be who we are. And some of our brothers and sisters have passed, and yet those of us that remain hold the vision, and those of us who have passed have the vision. Neriah and I were great friends, and I was very happy to be his friend, and we understood each other on so many levels. And certainly part of our community was with family. I want to thank all of you for coming and sharing this with us. We are still strong, we still are present, and we're still living the dream. Only some of us have canes now.
Thank you, Miriam.
Thanks, Miriam.
Hey, Freddie. Hey, everybody. Love, love, love,
Right.
love, love.
Keep love in the air, girl.
Hey, girl. And bye, everyone.
Do we have another speaker?
I don't know. We got great storytellers. We need another one.
Here, I just unmuted myself. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? Oh, you can hear me. Well, I'd like to share a story about Neriah. Back in 1977.
Hold on, Feather. Hold on, Feather. Sandy, can you spotlight Feather, please?
I am attempting to do that.
All right, go for it, Feather.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a wonderful memory of Neriah back in 1977 at the New Mexico gathering. We had an absolutely beautiful gathering there. And he was just such a wonderful, very, very helpful, terrific dad and community member. He and Joy had 2 children, and I think they were both boys, but I'm not sure. And it was just so wonderful to get to work with them and to be with them. And then, you know, grandfather David was at that rainbow gathering, which was such an inspiration. 4 whole days, his grandfather David was explaining the history and the prophecy of the Hopi over thousands of years. Really, really such a special gathering. And we had 2 fires. This is interesting. It was the one and only time we ever decided we'd give it a try to sign a special use permit with the Forest Service. And it didn't work out so well, which is why we've never done it. That was a good and interesting thing about it is there was a complete ban on campers in the Gila Forest in July, except if you had a special use permit. So when people would come to the road to meet where the gathering was, or of course, doggone it. Yeah.
I can still hear you.
Doggone it. My cord is not charging. Damn it.
Work on it. We'll get somebody. Work on it. We'll get somebody else to talk.
I think I'm here.
Sandy, Gio is going to speak here at the campfire.
Hey everybody, I'm Gio, and I knew Neriah back. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Gio at the campfire.
Believe it, I met Neriah in 2006.
Feather, you need to mute or get off.
What the hell? Hold on, I can't. You don't know what I'm going through right now. Yeah, my phone died, but I'm still connected, and I am trying to get off. I'm sorry.
Was that her son died? Oh.
Hey, for Gio.
All right, Neriah and I met through the Casbah in Carol Ann in 2006. I had just buried my father, lost a job of 20 years, and was divorced. I went to work at the Casbah to help out any way I could because it was the scene on 4th Avenue, and Neriah was there doing videography. I ended up playing a lot of music over the 2 years there, 2006 to 2008, and got to know Neriah and came over to his house in his backyard more than a few times. And we had great discussion. A real free thinker, a progressive. I couldn't have met a better, much older brother. The pales of rainbow gatherings that I had been too young to attend. So the takeaway with Neriah for me was he really saw my potential and unleashed me on a range of activities and tasks and helped mentor and guide me to have done some great work over those years, producing music and being on the stage and understanding life in a larger context than I might have had from my corporate world that I just left. So he helped green me and make me new agey in a way. So for that, I ever grateful, and with him when he moved to Eugene, where I'd gone to grad school. So I wish I'd gone up and taken his offer to see what he was doing up there. In fact, since he's left, there's a complete blank. I have no idea what he's done, what his life's been about, where, but for those 2 years, it was significant. Thanks for hearing me out. Namaste.
Hey, can anybody hear my voice?
Yeah, we hear you, Jimmer.
Yes.
Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Before you speak, I just want to ask, you've got a lot of chatter back here by the fire, and I need to know if the chatter is interfering with anybody being able to hear the what's going on up here at the laptop. Is there anybody that?
No.
Okay, good, good. With that said, looks like Jimmer has hopped on. Hey, Jim, take the floor.
Hey, howdy, folks. All my relatives, beautiful to hear your voices and hear your names. Whistler and Charlie, and it's been a long time. Strength. I remember him walking up first gathering, coming up the trail with carrying the big bass guitar. It was an impressive sight. Anyway, we're kind of like just see each other at the gatherings. We kind of pass each other, and after years and years, we start to know each other. But I never spent extensive time with Roger, Neriah. I thought I remember later years running into him around Tequilma, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you did.
But I remember he was real optimistic and beautiful eyes and a big smile, and so that's really how I remember him. So I'm just here to listen, and it's just pretty cool all the people that are assembled here tonight, making me feel good. So bless you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, we lived down in Southern Oregon for several years, and he had a band. They played a lot of shows at the Dome School, so you probably did run into him there.
Cool.
Jimmer, that
very
was
friendly guy.
What was the name of his band?
They were the Seven Thunders. They did a lot of Beatles covers, some and a lot of original songs. So yeah, he had his band together with Hunatan. Maybe some of you knew him, Jonathan Ferdon. He and Neriah were friends for a really long time. He died, I think, maybe 4 years ago. He was living in Eugene for a long time, died there.
And was based on his studies of the prophecies and his out of a caravan and spreading gatherings and this fulfillment around. That's what the Seven Thunders, I think, was about. Yeah.
Wind, are there any recordings of the work they did?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Possibly. I could check with my brother, Enoch. He Neriah lived with Enoch for like 2 or 3 years before he moved into the other place. So he would have any of that stuff if there is any.
the voice you're hearing is that Wind Lothamer, who is Neriah's son, with us tonight.
Yeah, one of many. There were he had 5 sons and 1 daughter. Rainbow.
Very cool. Okay, we got some new people on. I see Dan Clearwater looks like he's gotten on Zoom, so he's with us now on video. And
That's correct.
oh, we've got another
like
one
to
of
say-
your. Hey, Win, we've got another one of your siblings here named Manny. Does that sound familiar? Manny Lothamer?
Yeah. Hey, Manny.
I would like to say hello to Carol Ann.
Hi there. How are you?
I was on mute. I was driving.
Good to see everybody.
Long time.
Yeah, a long time, huh?
And who else we have? Dharmika, you want to say hi?
Dharmika, huh? Hi, Dharmika.
Hi. I don't have any particular stories, but just lots of good.
Okay, good to see you. There's Carla. We've already introduced her. Is there anybody else that I haven't introduced yet? I don't think so. Derek, you haven't said a word. You going to chime in here? Derek, can you hear me in Seattle?
Aha, yes. Hey, Wind. It's good seeing you. Say hi to your mom. Yeah, she's a great person. Yeah, I got to know Neriah back in, probably New Mexico, maybe. I can't remember that much anymore from New Mexico, but the 81 Rainbow Gathering in Washington, yeah, he came up and was hanging with the Love family. And anybody who survived that time realizes the spiritual politics of the famous poster that went out with the address of the Love family and not
We didn't get stickers, buddy.
Smith.
We didn't get any stickers.
Yeah. Anyway, but in '82, I went down and hung. I think what you're talking about, Selma, when Wind was growing up, and I just real quick stories. Neriah showed me how you could take 2 VHS decks and crash edit them, and get all squiggly. But then the edit would sync up.
Did you leave your milk in the
And
car?
that was such progress. Back in '82, we were astounded by that.
Did you leave your milk? You want me to go get it?
Can you explain that again, Derek? What were you talking about?
Oh, Neriah was the first person to show me how you can edit video. You take a deck and another deck to record on and crash edit them. If you know about video, you just like hit the buttons at the same time. And it worked. And I took that skill to Seattle and, made a lifestyle. So thank you, Neriah.
Derek, none of us have seen or heard from you in decades. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're up to these days?
I'm big on goats. The last few summers, there was COVID, right? Everybody's supposed to stay home. Well, across the street from where I live in Seattle, well, I live in North Seattle. It's other side of the official border. But I got a grant from the city. We brought in a herd of goats to eat down all the overgrowth, and
that's cool.
I realize what great animals goats are. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm working on making more money for them right now.
Is that where you've been since Vortex? Vortex 1980?
Yeah, I remember Vortex.
That's Wave saying hi, Derek.
That's a long time.
Yeah, man.
Long time ago. Wave, yeah, hey, long time ago. Long time ago.
And
yeah, we've done well. Carol and I, we've got some boys that have done well. I kind of turned on some of my video television connections onto Devin, and he's just taken off. So it's always good to see some of the video footage that you guys have. I've got some myself. A lot of it was just edited off of Crash Edit. So it's not the greatest, but it certainly is a time period. But I gotta say about Neriah, I'm sorry, Win, that I kind of lost track with him, but he's definitely an influential character and one of the highlights of the planet. And hey, Garrick.
Hey, Derek, great to see you running colors. Great to see you.
Love you, brother. Love your hat.
We're trying.
Yeah, it's all we can do. Everybody keep trying. Believe me, keep trying.
Hey, Derek, you see Charlie waving. I think he wants to speak. You have something to say, Charlie? Yeah. So Sandy, can you unmute Charlie's iPhone?
Sure. I can ask him to unmute. And then Puddle Glum has had his hand raised for quite a while.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should Puddle Gum, you want to go first? Does he want to go first?
I didn't get a message from Puddle Glum.
Oh, wait.
Okay, I'll just talk. I ran into Roger at the time in like 77, and we were both string craftsmen. He did macrame and I did key rings and hat bands and headbands, and I designed greenhouse shops with rope. And we made friendship, and both we were both just hippies at heart. And then we met again. He went convoyed with Henry and I to the 78 gathering in Oregon. He decided that he wanted to have his own bus. And in the process of going back to Denver, I did test driving for a number of buses and found the Bluebird in which he inhabited. And then Whistler ended up donating a bunch of the parts, and I helped advise. And he redid that so he and Joy could take off into the Northwest as a scout rig. And indeed, he scouted the Idaho and the Washington gatherings. At the Washington gathering, because I had first dibs and he was joining the Love family, he offered up the Bluebird to me. And I said, we'll wait until the next year's gathering. And I packed up my wife and kids and drove up to the gathering in a caravan. And he had moved back on. And but he was my initial invite up into the Northwest to Stanwood. And he had a lot of influence. He when he left for Rainbow to do the scouting, he gave me his macrame business. It was just like all the supplies and the contracts, and I just kind of fed it to the ladies. But then I went on the maiden voyage when he was on this first scouting. I went down as far as Taos to make sure the bus ran well, and then encountered him several times, including when he was up at the Love family and a couple of garlic festivals. But I remember when he lived on Camino, where I still live, or around the corner, and he gave me our first picture Bible, and that had a big impact on my family, where we could see the story of Jesus written out in cartoon fashion, and it was a real accurate portrayal. But anyway, I remember Roger and Joy, and my son was only 2 years old. One of my sons is the one that came and photographed at the Rainbow in Montana, or Idaho. He came and documented because those were fun memories he had as a child, and now as a professional photographer, he wanted to document that. So he came to a gathering, and he has about 20,000 people in a 13-foot mural painting photograph. It's 13 feet long, and he has like 20 to 30,000 people holding hands in this huge picture. It was really, so there was a big impression on my whole family, and Neriah, or Roger turned Neriah, was a big part of that. And the same with Joy and Wynn. I remember staying at Wynn's house when he was a little, I think he must have been like 6. And yeah, I had a deep love. In fact, when he talked about Roger doing the silk screening, I shared that studio. I helped wire the darkroom so his photographs could be silk screened onto those canvases. And in exchange, I had a place where I could sort through thousands of flowers. I got 20,000 long stem carnations a week from a dumpster in Denver. So anyway, that's quite the story. So an Oregon gathering, I remember bringing 20,000 roses on Henry's and my Gooser bus. But Neriah rode with that. And when he rode on our bus, he said he wanted his own. And that the story goes on. So he's well loved, and I look forward to getting to know Wynn and Joy again. So thanks for holding this Zoom.
Hey, Charlie, Henry here. And
Yeah?
I would like to dovetail with what you said. However, I think Puddle Glum might be stacked. So let's check with Puddle Glum. Puddle Glum, you think I can dovetail with Charlie, or did you need to go, or what's up?
Go for it, man. It's all
Okay,
right.
cool. Thank you very much. So, Andy, if you can put the campfire on again, I'd appreciate it. And yeah, so this is Henry the Fiddler, and I was running partners with Charlie, who just spoke. At the time in the 70s, he was known as either Crazy Charlie or Carnation Charlie. And Charlie was my road manager. We traveled around the country playing college concerts all over the country. We had a booking agent in Arkansas named Bill. And, you know, we were all based in Colorado at the time. This was mid 70s. Now, Neriah was at Granby. He was at the first gathering. But I didn't get to know him there. You know, I got to know him in the Denver scene, along with Charlie and Whistler, Berdine Brown, you know, the whole Denver crew, you know. We were holding down the fort for Rainbow in Denver. And like Charlie said, we ran out to the gathering in 78 Oregon. We caravanned out there, and my bus was in the lead, and at the time he was Roger Lothamer. He was bringing up the rear, and we broke down in Rollins, Wyoming. Did I get it right, Charlie?
Yep.
Yeah, we broke down in Rollins, Wyoming. That bus was on the side of the road, 20 miles west of Rollins, rocking on the springs when the trucks went by, and somehow we got a tow all the way to Salt Lake City with that bus and got a new engine. That's a whole nother story that I'm not going to go into. But I remember we were on the side of the road there by the shop in Rollins, no, in Salt Lake City, and one of the folks that lived on that street came by and said, "Hey, you guys need showers?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." So a local, you know, provided us with showers and hospitality as the bus was getting fixed. And then after the bus got fixed, we headed on to the gathering over by, it was by Roseburg, Crater Lake, right?
Right.
Yeah. And you know, it was at that gathering that my bus was parked next to Roger's pickup. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't he break?
No, Roger rode with us.
But didn't he break an axle? And we had to park his rig in a driveway somewhere on the way in.
No, he was on the bus.
Roger was on the bus?
Yeah.
Okay, my memory is not working so good. But in any case, gathering, we were parked next to the sister who's now in the Love family. Her name now is Donna. I can't remember what her name was, Bathsheba or Beersheba or some other name. But anyway, we all went to the Love family after the gathering. And that's when Roger and Joy became Neriah and Judea.
Right.
That's my recollection of the whole thing. And then of course he got involved with making videos for the family in the Television Council. That was Tel-A-Vision Council. And Eric tells me that was the 79 gathering, right? 79.
Let me say,
Arizona, huh?
yes,
Yeah.
After the success of the Melnick production and company, who else was on here who spoke there just earlier? Joseph, Ed, and
Kolosny,
and their crew did this video, and it was the first time we saw ourselves. And while it wasn't like ultra produced,
it was produced. And it was really interesting seeing each other express our ideas and play our music and do our gathering. And it wasn't some totally backwards news media version. It was terrific. And then so all these people came to 1979 Arizona with videos. Well, we saw the 78. 78 was cool. The 78 was amazing. Did you see that video of that scene? Because it wasn't YouTube then. And so all these other videoists came to Arizona, and there was some scandalous activity. And I mean, part of the root of the scandal was one group ran out of videotapes, and the other group gave them a tape to use. Now, who does it belong to? The person whose tape it was, or the person who took the film? That I leave to higher legal minds than myself. But it was unresolvable at the time, and it led to other scandalous behavior that I will leave off of this video because we're here to honor Neriah, who got it together to get all the videos. And he literally formed or called the Television Council that took all these videos and with expert help, Dean and Dudley and others, put the beautiful 1979 video together. He rescued that mess and called it the Television Council. And the evidence of 79 video is out there. Thank you, Neriah.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to
Thank you, Neriah.
everybody saying that was where the transition occurred, according to my recollection, from Roger Lothamer to Neriah Israel, and of course now it's Neriah
Right.
Lothamer. But in any case, did I get it right, Charlie? I think I did.
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
All right.
You
Well,
got it.
I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to pass the feather to Puddleglum if nobody objects. Okay, Puddleglum, you're on.
Hey, thank you, my relations. Thank you, Rainbow family. I really enjoy hearing all these wonderful stories and revelations from times past. I wanted to kind of share kind of an oleo of thought. One is that I recognized when that you said that your dad was part of a band, and I was hoping that maybe you might be able to post or help me find some of his music online. Is there any on YouTube, or is there any place we can find some of it to listen to?
I've got no idea about that. I don't know. I know my brother might. I'd have to ask him, Enoch, and then maybe Ahunaton's kids might, who are still in Oregon. So
Well, I think it'd be
we
very
had a
valuable.
fire way back in the day, and he had most of that stuff out in his studio, which was what burnt down. So I think most of the things I can remember that music. I'm pretty sure you don't want to listen to it. No disrespect to my dad, but from what I remember, he's better off without it. I'm not positive.
Well, okay, so let me move on then to some other little thoughts here. One is that I remember listening this evening, and there was some talk that in '73 the Rainbow Gathering was in Wyoming, and there was a horrible fire. Am I saying that correctly?
No, there was no fire in Wyoming, '73.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say there was a terrible one, of course, in Wyoming in '94 when we gathered there. So I was thinking,
Correct.
What did we have it 2 times in Wyoming and 2 different fires or something? Okay, well, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
the '73 gathering in Wyoming, there was no fire. It was kind of a small gathering. It was kind of a little weird. There was a piano there. It was very simple gathering. It was a diversion from another gathering in Wyoming that was trying to start somewhere else.
Okay.
They're absolutely.
Can I throw in my 2 cents worth on that?
Yeah, sure. Let's hear it.
Hey, this
Yes.
is Feather. What actually happened was after the first gathering, no one knew there was going to be a second gathering. But
correct.
Patterson Brown decided that he would send out 250 postcards to people, inviting them to gather on the Paiute Shoshone reservation without permission
Yeah.
from the Paiute Shoshone.
That's correct.
But he happened to send one of those postcards to us.
Yeah.
What is
I don't
going on?
quite.
You know, Barry and Garrick and I, we all called up and said, what's going on? What are you doing? And he was just like all pompous and stuff like that. And he says, well, God told me that I was to do this and la da 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 da. And we said, well, what about the tribal people? And he's like, oh no, God told me. So he went ahead with it and frantically said, oh shit, we're gonna have a real rainbow gathering nearby because people are coming. People got
I don't know how to
and found a site on the Wind River. It was on this beautiful the only
correct.
time
That's all
we really
correct.
we had a piano there for a while, but we had this great piano right in the kitchen that people could play day and night whenever they want to. Well, meanwhile, not to forget about Patterson Brown, he and his followers did go over to the Paiute Shoshone land and started setting up their camp. And the Paiute Shoshones came over and they said, what are you doing? And goes, oh, God told me to have a rainbow gathering here. And they said, well, that's just too bad. Jail right now, you and your people. So they took them out of jail. They were in jail for weeks. And this, which turned out to be absolutely beautiful. And we were real respectful. Someone had brought a bunch of dried peyote. And at one point they, wanting to do a peyote ceremony, but we didn't feel that it was right unless we got the permission of Paiute Shoshone folks. So this amazing man, one of the medicine people, pretty young actually, and his name was Balls. So he came over.
Heather, I'm sorry I have to. I'm sorry I have to interrupt you, but we're going to have to move on. We're all on a tangent. We need to get this back on track here as far as Neriah. So can you wrap it in 30 seconds?
Well, Neriah was at that gathering and he was a part of it all. So thank you.
Yeah, that was the second gathering was a pretty good gathering.
Right.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, I was there. I'd like to talk about it.
Hold on a sec. Puddleglum has the feather here.
Okay.
Are you done?
Finish this one other thought out.
Do you have anything else to say, Puddleglum?
Yeah, I just had one more thing that I wanted to touch on just briefly, and that was to say that I really enjoyed knowing Neriah for many different times in different years, but perhaps my favorite was in '83 when I first met him, when he and his family, I met at the Love Family Ranch in Arlington. And it was really, for me, it was beautiful because I was on a speech fast when I first met up with him. And he was in a school bus. And I got on board and I was wanting to give a massage to his wife. And I wanted to somehow indicate that would, could I do that? Was that okay or whatever? And nobody could understand what I was trying to say or do or whatever. And so I ended up speaking for the first time in several days to ask if I could give a massage. And I was so dumbfounded that I'd broken out of my speech fast and felt so ashamed. But I remember Neriah giving me comfort in that time. And that for me meant a lot because I had not felt comfort really from anyone there really on any level. Everybody been nice, but no real compassion like he had at that moment for me. And I just really felt so thankful. And so I just want to recognize Neriah with thanks for many different ways that he helped, for me anyway, feel joy and or comfort. So thank you all my relations, and I'll move on now.
Yeah. I'd like to talk. I was at the second gathering.
Yeah, hold on a sec. Sandy, can you mute all? This is Henry, and I'm here at the Tucson campfire, and we're going to have a little ceremony here. I'm going to turn it over to the ceremony here at the Tucson campfire. So Sandy, can we please spotlight the Tucson campfire?
And everybody else should be muted.
All right, here we go. Just a sec to get it. Okay, run.
A beautiful bowl, and around the bowl are roses. And in the center, you'll see a very Tucson-looking piece of art that we use for ceremony in Tucson when we end up doing a flower mandala. In my hand, I also have something in honor of Neriah, and they are chocolate cookie kisses. Now, for those of us who knew Neriah well, and I actually did, he liked bologna sandwiches and also chocolate. So in honor of Neriah, we're going to pass around the chocolate today. And any of you that can indulge in chocolate tonight, in honor of our brother Neriah, we ask you to do that. So here's some kisses from the Tucson family. Bless us all. Kisses, you guys, kisses.
Hey, kisses for us all.
Happy
May we all
Valentine's
end up
Day.
kissing as much as we can.
Kisses, not kisses. Bye.
Wait here, say a little about Neriah too. Wait. Okay.
Wave, can you come closer so we can hear you?
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Right. I was standing in the light. Okay.
Goodness, it's Wave.
Yeah. Yeah, Wave. It was summer of '85. Neriah headed up the summer of gathering all the rainbow musicians together that we could. And Whitney and Michael Golden helped fund it. And they kept us so stoned, and we went from place to place to place. Golly, it was Iward and Levi and Harai and a huge crew of us, man, going from town to town to town all over the Northwest, hitting everywhere we could. We were wild, and we had the greatest time. And Gideon, Israel, and golly, it was a huge crew, and that was just one of the greatest times. Neriah was such a hard worker and kept it very clear, always wherever, yeah. Yeah, and many good times. Barter fairs, community conference. They called the Rainbow Farm and said, we need help with the kitchen. And then the Virgos showed up. Roger came down, and Swami Mommy and me, Wave, the Virgos, we helped run that kitchen. So community conference at Brighton Bush. Fantastic. And other things like that. I never did the work. I looked up to him immensely, and I want his children to know how much he was loved. That's what's so important to me. So when I went on the hill the day after I heard he passed, I took my conch way up on a little hill up here, and just as I lifted the corn to my lips, the train echo. I heard a train, and it echoed before I blew. And so the train and I were taking turns for direction, singing out our prayers for Neriah. Yeah. Train to Zion.
Yeah, Zion Express. God bless. All right. Any who else we backed up here? One. I see Barbara and Mark and Gypsy and Mark and they're like they want to at the 73 gathering. We left that gathering on the rider bus. Gypsy, are you unmuted? We need you to unmute yourself, Gypsy. You're still muted. You have to figure out how to unmute.
I got it. I got
There
it.
she is.
Yeah. You know, I was at that peyote circle at the Rainbow Gathering on the Shoshone National Forest there. And I remember if Neriah was there, he probably was part of that wonderful ceremony. I remember we were going for hours singing, way in the hay, yo, no, way in the hay. Feather, you remember that? Yana, yo, wanna hay in the hay, yo, no. Jesus, peyote, light of the world. Way in the hay, yo, no, way in the hay, yo, no. We did it for hours. And Mescalito didn't like me. I just stayed up and I remember that chant. I'm 77 now. You know, I'll remember it forever. And it was a really special gathering. And after that, Sonny and Plunker, we got a bus and a bunch of us, Teaser and Medicine Story and Dominic and me and Plunker and a bunch of people got together in that bus. And it was the Rainbow Rider. And it was the peak of my rainbow experience. I'd gone to the first gathering and that second one, and there was a strange third one that apparently was in two different places. That's where I got, or that's where Medicine Story performed an Indian marriage for me. But the Wyoming gathering afterwards, when we had the bus, we wound up getting to know the a lot of the Arapaho and Shoshone guys that did not want people to know that they were in the bar. I was in the bar sketching people to make money to fix the bus there at Lander, Wyoming. And you know, Neriah, facially, a lot of people I knew facially, and I recognized his face, but I didn't have the pleasure of really knowing him. But if he was in that peyote circle, then we spent hours communing together. Anyway, I just wanted to share that.
Hey, where's Markin? Is he nearby?
Yeah, he's right here.
Right here.
Hey, Markin. You got any kind words to say for about Neriah? Did you know him?
No, I did communicate with him a couple of times, but we never got together and did anything that way. But yeah, I'm familiar with him, but not personally.
Well, you're looking great, bro. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in.
Good to see you. All right.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say before we go to the next speaker?
Well, I told Martin if he really wants to go to the gathering. I mean, we've had all our shots and everything, and I'm sure a lot of people at the gathering won't have had their shots, but and who knows what new variation of this plague will be around by then. But if he really, really wants to go, and he really, 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 really wants to go, I guess I'm taking him. Yay!
Yay!
Hey, I'm working on Patch Adams and Wavy Gravy, so if they can make it, Markin, you can make it.
Well, Markin's only 84.
Oh, Markin's only 84. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Let's see who else. I see some other people that haven't spoken yet.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Want to say a few words? Maybe Dharmika? Oh, I see Douglas has his hand up.
Just briefly, I want to echo some words that Neil started with when he described not really knowing Neriah through a whole bunch of experiences, but really just through the vibe that one got from his warmth and humanness. So that's all I have, is just a warm regard for the soul that I knew as Neriah.
Those who don't know you, Douglas, can you just mention a little bit about you were in the Love family? What was your name? Encouragement, right?
Encouragement, yeah.
Yeah, and you knew Neriah when he was in the family.
Yes, yeah, he had a rich character.
Well, thanks for that and for tuning in. Anything else you want to add before we go to the next one? Okay, let me check here and see if anybody in Tucson has any more words they want to say at this point. Anybody got something they want to say? Okay, how about Dharmika? Dharmika, you want to hop in here?
I don't really know what to say. You know, I didn't know Neriah really well, but we had some really good conversations along the way. He always was enthusiastic and visionary and bright and shiny and enthusiastic some more.
Right on. Well, thank you. Great to see your smiling face, Dharmika. We're over here.
Yeah, I tried, you know, we talked. I saw him here and there in Eugene, and we never really got together. We talked about it. He talked about the stuff he was using to treat himself, I don't know, Rick Simpson, or whatever, all the stuff he was using to help himself with what he was dealing with his health a few years back. And
very cool. How about you, Carla? Got anything to say?
Well, just about the same thing that somebody else said a little while back, that I didn't know him well. I moved to Eugene in '79, which was just about the time he was Roger when I met him, and he soon became Neriah. And by any name, he was sparkly, shiny. You know, that's what he was. And that's what I remember. That's what stands out in my mind about him, is he was just such a being that was so full of light and so full of love. And that spirit just he carried with him everywhere he went. And just that's about all I remember.
Cool. Well, let's see. Who else has something to say here? We got we've heard from I think we've heard from everybody on the I see on the gallery here.
You know what? It's kind of ironic. It's kind of ironic, y'all. A lot of people saying that they didn't really know my dad, and honestly, I think all his kids would say the same thing. He was a different guy, and the way that you guys are describing him, for sure, I really appreciate it, and it means a lot, you know. He did have a lot of his emotions were all the way. Wherever they were all the way. And so when you talk about him being bright and sparkly and having those great times, and that's for sure. And you know, I'm 40 now. I have a 3-year-old son almost, and I see a lot of differences as a parent than what I saw with my dad as a kid. I think I struggled for a long time just because we didn't have the best relationship for a long time. But there's something that I can say about my dad without a doubt, 100%. He was a phenomenal father to small children. And it's tough as you get older. You get your own concept of what life is supposed to be and what you're interested in and what you want to do. And no offense to all y'all, you guys have been great, but the Love family and that wasn't my style, and that was my dad's. And so we kind of separated, and that's hard as a kid to like to put those feelings on somebody else and try to make your idea of what a parent should be. And I just remember back to when we were young, when I was real young, when we first got our house, and the things that he taught me, and I see myself doing it with my son, building little things and letting him make horrible mistakes on something that we're building on the house that I'm going to look at every single day, and I'm going to know it was his mistake. And knowing that my dad did that with me, and remembering those mistakes all the way through my teenage years when I grew up and left that house, and knowing that like the little tiny closet in my bedroom that one of the boards wasn't quite on straight was because my dad let me do it. And just knowing that those are things that I'm doing with my son as well. And those are the kind of memories that I hold on to for my dad. I know a lot of the stuff that he learned and experienced and went through with y'all, we experienced it as well. And we had a river behind our house and a little hill by the river. And I can think of a number of times walking, as I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but as you were singing that song that you were talking about on the Peyote Fest, my dad was definitely on a Peyote Fest. There's no doubt in my mind. But I also think that we sang that same song walking down that riverbed year after year after year in the summer when it was dried up, and meditating on the hilltop and doing things like that. And, my dad was who he was, and as a small child, and now as a parent with a small child, he was a phenomenal father to small children. And that's something that I'll remember and use with me in my parenting as well. So I want to say thank y'all. I'm gonna grab 2 photos out of the closet that I think some of y'all might recognize. And if anyone wants to put in the chat an address, I will happily send them to you. And so I'll put that on the camera here in a second.
So his dad remembered that.
We're still with you, Manny.
Maybe.
Oh, I got this one. I don't know. I mean, I assume it's from one of the gatherings.
What did you say? Which gathering?
We don't know which gathering it was, but it looks like
I don't either. I don't know anything about it. I just know that I got it at one point, and it's been
little nudity there.
Yeah, a little nudity. Yeah, I mean, in my 20s, I had it on the wall, but in my 40s, it's in the closet. So if anyone wants me to send it to them, I'll happily send it over. Let me see. There's one more in here.
I think it's Wyoming.
Where are you at, Manny?
I live in El Paso, Texas.
Oh. And where were you in the chronology of all the kids, like in relation to Enoch and Wind?
Enoch is my little brother. Wind is my oldest full brother.
Have you always been Manny, or did you have a different name at one time?
Emmanuel.
Oh, Emmanuel?
Yes.
You weren't born in the Love family, were you?
No, I'm 81.
He was born. He was born at the Outside Inn.
The Outside Inn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was born at the Love family. You're right. I have this picture, but this one's gonna stay. This is a picture of my dad.
Oh yeah.
From that time period as well.
Yeah.
That's really nice. That's a really nice picture.
Yeah, that's a cool one, and it hangs over my fireplace. There was a second one, but I'm not sure where it's at. So I'm gonna I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it with that one. If I find the other one, I'll let y'all know.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. Do you have anything else before we go on to the next speaker? I think we're about to wrap it here.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, that's it for me. Thanks.
Thank you,
Hey,
Danny.
wonderful.
Thank you.
And we're waving at El Paso. Let me see if anybody else has any other remarks. Looks like I've heard from everybody I see on the screen. Sandy, do you have anything you want to share? I'm gonna leave it open for like 5-10 seconds to see if anybody wants to chime in here.
Yes,
I'm trying
Henry.
in for a second. Can you hear me?
Yes, Henry Clearwater here.
Okay, hold on, Clearwater. Feather's gonna go.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to make a comment that one of the times when I got to know Roger and Stanley the best was after the New Mexico gathering. We all traveled together up to Santa Fe and then up to Velarde and started a peace camp on BLM land. And we were there about a month. We had a contract with them, and permission for 3 months. But we also had cooking school. We were there together for about a month. And Roger was just so wonderful, so gentle, and so patient. I think he had 2, maybe 3 young children and boys that I remember. He was just great. He and Joy were wonderful together, and I just thought what incredibly solid family, and I'm so glad they stayed together for all these 50 years or whatever. It's wonderful. So, sending so much love to all the family, and have great memories of them. And the spirit is here and it's eternal. And through the years, and you can touch him and his heart whenever you want to think of him. And just thank and pray for you. To have a talk connected. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Feather.
Henry, can you share the names of the people who haven't talked that are there with you at Tucson? There's familiar faces back there.
Are you talking about here around the campfire?
Yeah, there's some people who haven't talked that look familiar. I'm just wondering if people can share their names if they feel like it.
Sandy, can we get back to yeah, there we go. Okay, let me see if we can do that. Hey everybody, we've got a request here from Carla. She recognizes some faces back here around the campfire, and for anybody who hasn't spoken, if they'd like to step up and introduce themselves. Brian, you wanna say hello to everybody and introduce yourself? This is Brian.
Everybody. Brian McHugh. I was part of Renaissance Community for 10 years in the 80s, and the Love family came down, and I was living on top of a hill, and the Love family came by with about 100 people in the bus and camped down at the bottom of my land for a month or 2. And then some of the people that were in the community went off to the Love family. And as a side note, I was at the Love family in 1969 when Reverence was still alive, and they insisted we stay in the community. I was there with my girlfriend. They said, you have to stay on the girlfriend, you got to stay there, you got to make a lifetime commitment, which I decided not to do. So I went to Renaissance for 10 years. But then, as you were talking about the gatherings, I was thinking of 1981. I think it was Asa Washington gathering where the Love family.
Okay, us watching.
Okay, yeah, set up the big round tent. I remember sitting on those oriental carpets and having dinner while the sisters brushed my long hair. And anyway, just great stories. Being on the stage with Abner the Eccentric and Patch Adams. I dressed up as a gorilla with my son, who was 7 years old. He was in a gorilla outfit too, on the stage there at the barter fair, or one of those. But anyway, great stories. As I recognize a number of faces because I was pretty close with Love, Israel and spent some time there at the community. And I, of course, loved everybody because they're all me. Anyway, from Tucson, Arizona, we're saying God bless us all. And nice chatting with you all.
And the Renaissance community that Brian is talking about was a major sister community to the Love family on the East Coast in Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And the head guy's name
Michael
was
Rapunzel.
and he changed it to Metallica or something, right?
His real name was Michael Metallica, but he changed it to Michael Rapunzel when he became flamboyant.
Didn't they have another name, the Brotherhood of the Spirit? Brotherhood of the
was
Spirit.
The name of the original community. Interesting. I had a business in the community and was doing well, and I financed Michael Rapunzel to go with Father from the Foundation of Revelation and Love Israel to meet in San Francisco and like have a powwow, which they did. It was quite interesting, that whole era, and just seeing some of you on this recording here is bringing back all sorts of great, wonderful memories. So on that, I thank you, and I'll see you all in spirit pretty soon, and we'll do it again. Okay. Bye from Tucson.
Here's a chair. Here's a chair.
Rainbow family. Hello. Rasta here, dropping into this amazing family and giving thanks to Carol Ann and Miriam and so many friends here. It's been so much. We've been gathering just on Zoom, yeah, and there's actually people here. It's been just amazing to actually be all these smiling faces and be talking story and seeing all of you pop in and being able to give thanks for brother Neriah and his ways of being and seeing. And you know, I remember him floating around in so many different rainbows and Casbah events with that camera, you know, and gatherings with his smile, and it's just feels really good to be honoring each other, you know, in the way that we are, you know, the way that we've been together. Give thanks, you know, for the way we've gotten to live and to celebrate. Feels really.
Thank you, dear.
Henry, for bringing us all together.
No.
Yes, thank
And
you.
Carolyn, yes, I came in. She was in her kitchen chopping and cooking like she's been doing for I don't know how many decades now.
Wait a minute. I want to be clear about this. This is because of Carol Ann. I'm the technology guy here, but Carol Ann is the one who said when Neriah passed, she said, I'm going to have a memorial during the gem show here in Tucson. If it wasn't for what Carol Ann started, I never would have, you know, jumped in here to work with Sandy. And by the way, Sandy, I would appreciate it if you would say a few words. Sandy has been quiet the whole time, sitting in Mesa, Arizona, hosting this whole thing, muting when people had to be muted and spotlighting people when they needed to be spotlighted.
Name out of you, Henry. Sandy. Who is this Sandy?
Would you please highlight yourself and say a few words?
I
There she is.
I did not know Neriah, but I can certainly see after looking at the video a number of times and the photos and listening to you all what a sweetie he was. Just a real sweetie, and I love that, and I love all of you all too. And I love that Henry comes through every year through Mesa and stays here for a bit. So good to see everybody.
Oh, go for it, Clearwater.
Yeah, let me see your face. Thank you.
Can't move this thing.
Yeah, no, I see you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I think I see you somewhere in there.
He's there he is.
Hi.
Dan, say a couple more words and let's see if Sandy can put the spotlight on you. There he is.
Okay.
You're in Harrisonburg, Virginia, right?
I am the Shenandoah Valley.
Somewhere over in Virginia.
Virginia.
Good to see you.
Yeah, and thank you, Carol Ann.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how all this works on my phone very much.
Well, you
It's a
figured it
little
out.
weird.
We see you. You're
Yeah,
looking.
we're listening.
I guess so. Maybe I'll see you guys sometime.
Yep, down the trail.
We want to see you next year at the 50th. We definitely do.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
All right.
We love you.
As long as we can. Hey, Sandy, can you mute everybody here? Everybody mute here. So listen, as long as we're still on the Zoom, can you hang in any longer, Sandy, or do you need to wrap?
No, I'm okay. Go for
Okay.
it.
So let's see who's still on here. I'm having trouble move. Oh, there, I moved it. I'm going to the gallery. Oh. All right, looks like we still got a lot of people on. Oh, hey, I want to ask Wynn the question at some point, but go ahead. Somebody, I heard my name. Can I ask Wynn the question here? Wynn, we're curious to know. I know Enoch. Is Enoch the one that went and got all the videos from your dad's room when he died?
Yeah, I think he already had some of them in storage at his house, and then he picked up all that stuff from the place he was at.
Well, I told him about a brother that was in the Love family. His name was Logic Israel in the Love family, and his name now is Brian Allen, and he lives in Portland. And he is interested. He's got a lot of skills with digitizing videos.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean by that, don't you?
Yeah.
So, didn't you say you're in Portland also?
I'm in Portland too. Yeah. Yeah, Enoch and I see each other pretty regularly.
Yeah. So, no hurries at all. It's been decades, but if and when it comes time, I already gave Enoch Brian's number. But if you need it again, you know how to get in touch with me. And Brian would be very interested in helping to digitize. Go through and find the best stuff, and the stuff that could be shared, he can digitize.
I will definitely remind him of that. I'll pass it on. He's the one that's in charge of all Neriah's possessions and stuff. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure. I don't think he has any reason why he would want to keep it himself. So
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I heard some other people who wanted to speak. Hey, can we keep it down to a low roar? We're having an after meeting here. Heather, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, where did the video that was shared come from?
Heather,
Hey, Henry, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hold on a sec, Jimmer. I just want to say something to Heather here. When you speak, there's something about your phone or your mic or something that causes your words to be a little bit fuzzy, maybe. So I don't know what that's all about. But are you on your iPhone? I can't hear you, Feather. You need to unmute. Figure out how to unmute. There you go.
Sorry. Well, I was on the tablet, but then and I had it all plugged in, and I thought it was charging. It was down to 2%, and all of a sudden it went dead. So I had to find the other cord, switch it onto the phone, turn off the speakers, do all this stuff. By the time it took a while.
It's fine. And would you like to introduce your friend to all of us? I mean, I know who he is, but nobody else does.
This is my buddy Romeo, and we met last year up at Standing Rock at Ladonna Braco Alley, helping out there when she came down with glioblastoma cancer. And there was a lot of wonderful people who came and helped and did everything that they could to make the last time the best that it could do. Yeah, anyhow, we got to be good friends then, and we're still good friends. Hello, everybody. Jenny lives mostly in Albuquerque.
Hey, cool. Jimmer wants to speak.
Nice to meet you, Romeo.
Jimmer, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I just read something. I don't know if it's appropriate or apropos to this, but this Buddhist monk, I believe he was Vietnamese, and somebody can tell me how to, but his name was like Thich Nhat Hanh.
Oh, Thich Nhat Hanh.
I might not be saying it.
Yeah,
he wrote a lot of books, which.
Thich Nhat Hanh. He was from Vietnam.
Yeah, and he said he just died also on the 22nd of January at the age of 95.
Right.
He wrote a lot of really good books, which are recommended to read. But one of Thich Nhat Hanh's most memorable things was his prediction that the next Buddha might not be an individual, but a community.
You want to listen to Jimmer?
I agree with him. They're not looking for individual messiahs. We're not looking for individual messiahs anymore. We need concrete gatherings of people who can sustain loving, nonviolent relationships over time. So I just wanted to share that with everyone.
All right. Thank you, Jimmer. Whistler, you're awful quiet over there in Gainesville. What is it, pushing 1 o'clock in the morning? 11 o'clock at night? Need to unmute.
Yeah, it's about 11 o'clock, 11 something. Yeah. I didn't get my nap today, you know. Hey, on the Wyoming gathering, there was a fire. Maybe somebody didn't happen to be awake when the fire happened, but you know what? There actually, absolutely, unequivocally, undeniably, there was a fire at the 73 gathering. Just to be clear on it.
Saying further, I remember when we were driving out of the 72 gathering, many people saw a big sign on a tree that said, "See you next year in Wyoming." And that's the reason that I went looking for it. And I think a lot of other people saw that sign too, because we all thought, of course, it was just a one-hit wonder, you know, but that sign kind of made it into an annual event for me.
That's the way I heard the story. You know, the best thing to do on these stories, every gathering should have like a book written about it, a compilation of authors, multitude of input. I think that's the best way that we could actually get a more clear picture of gatherings as they went. I firmly believe in writing things down. I didn't used to. I went for a long time. I hardly wrote a word. But once I got on the computer, I can't seem to stop myself at this point. Get somebody else in here, Henry.
Henry, what's the name of the guy who was in the wheelchair in the background before?
That's Carol Ann's son. Let's see if he's still here.
What's his name?
Ethan.
Okay, here comes Carol Ann. She'll tell you all about her thing.
Your sound's a little break up there, Henry.
Want to sit? Here's Carol Ann. She'll tell you all about her thing.
Hey there.
Hi, Carol Ann.
Hi. There I am.
And
I have my second son here. This is Micah Blue, right here.
Oh, here we go. He was asking.
Hi. There's Ethan. Right there.
Hey, how's it?
Hey.
Hey.
There he is.
Oh, how you guys doing?
Looking good, huh?
Still got lots of chocolate over here, by the way.
Oh, good to see you.
Thanks for saying hello and introducing yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Where are you today, Carla? Are you in California or Oregon?
I'm in Oakland for now, but in the morning I am getting on an airplane and I'm going to Tucson, and whereupon I'm going to be met up by Lynchpin and we are going to the Love Gathering.
Oh, that's right. I got a message from you about that.
Yeah. Road dogging would be interesting.
Well, maybe we can arrange a rendezvous. I'll be in Tucson tomorrow and a bunch of guys. We'd love to see it.
The plan is when I fly in, we're just going to be hitting all the stores because we want to make sure we've got whatever we need to, feed the camp for the, first few days. So that's the plan. And because I am not bringing my camping equipment, I got to hit Walmart and get camping equipment. So, it's kind of like a last minute plan. When I thought about it, it made me smile, so I had to do it.
So where is the Love Gathering?
Somewhere outside of Tucson, not too far out of Tucson. It's within driving distance, a couple of hours, I guess.
Okay, I'll connect with you later tonight or after this thing or in the morning. When does your plane land?
It lands at 12:30 in the afternoon, and we're just gonna boogie to the different stores from there. We're gonna like just go boom boom boom, and then we're gonna plan on I guess going right to where site council is. So yeah,
I've been so busy with fiddle contests I'd completely forgotten Love Gathering time. So where's Lynchpin right now? Is he in Tucson now?
Somewhere in the area apparently, but I'm not sure where.
Well, wish he had come on the Zoom. I guess maybe he didn't know Neriah.
No, I assume he didn't.
So you're flying to Tucson from Oakland, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you for that little bit of information I'd completely forgotten about. I'm off to another fiddle contest in Safford on Thursday, so I don't know if I'll be able to come out, but do you have any idea how many miles out of Tucson it is?
I could go find it. I'll find it later on.
I'm sure it's on Facebook, right?
Yeah. Lynchpin posted the directions to site council, I think. And if he didn't, let me know. And I saw it somewhere. It might have been a message to me, but I think it was public.
Okay, cool.
Congratulations on that fiddle contest win you posted.
Well, thank you, Dormica. That's one of the things I do, Was named Henry the Fiddler. I better do that every now and then. Oh goodness. Well, I'm not going to cut this off, but it's up to Sandy. Actually, Sandy, even after you click off, we can keep going. The room will be open, right?
Yes.
It's just that you won't be there to do your hosting, to do all this magic spotlighting that you do, and I'm too much a neophyte to figure it out. all I've been doing is I've been clicking on view and I've been changing it from speaker to gallery up here, and I've at least figured that part out.
Yeah.
Maybe Carla could, if you want to click off, maybe Carla could take over hosting.
Well, there aren't very many people now, so
Yeah. And I can't spotlight people. I'm on my iPad and I can't spotlight people when I'm on my iPad. I don't have that control. I can mute people, but we're a small group and there's really no need to mute people when it's such a small group. When,
okay.
When, if it's okay, can I ask, was it the cancer came back? I don't even know what happened.
No, he yeah, he had cancer, I think. Gosh, it must have been like 8 years ago now. He had the bladder cancer, and he had surgery on that, and it was successful. He was diagnosed, I think, about 2 years ago with Alzheimer's, and I think it was like fairly advanced by the time that he had gotten diagnosed. So that was that. I mean, it's tough. That's a tough diagnosis. It runs a number on you, for sure.
Did he have people helping him out? I mean, I knew he was down here, but I'd lost touch with him, you know.
So he was living with my brother Enoch for a couple of years, and the Alzheimer's got to the point where he needed pretty much constant care. So he moved into an assisted living facility, where they did a pretty good job taking care of him. You know, I think he sometimes got confused as to where he was, got a little bit scared. But he was there for, I think, the last 2 years. So he checked in not long before the COVID started. So probably about, I don't know, I'd say almost 2 years exactly.
Wow. Yeah, I probably saw him sometime before that, not much before that. So was he in assisted living in Eugene or in Portland?
In Portland. It was Gresham, which is just right outside of Portland.
Right. I'm here in Eugene. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he went back down to Eugene after he moved up here. I don't think Enoch went down there to retrieve a bunch of his stuff that, you know, he'd left down there. He wasn't, once he came up here, he was pretty stationary. He'd go for walks and stuff. He'd take Enoch's dogs out for walks, and he'd come over to my place sometimes, but that was about it. He wasn't driving at all, and he wasn't really going anywhere. So.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry I lost touch with him, but thank you.
Yeah, I think he might have stayed in contact with some people on the computer, but I think he lost contact with a lot of people kind of at the end.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Wind. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think it was your dad that when I was asking about Michael Marijuana Seed, that told me that he was doing pretty well living in Southern Oregon. Did you know who I'm talking about, or did you ever see him?
I don't recognize that name. I don't know. Did he go by something else also besides?
He may have then. I don't know. But all I ever knew him by was Michael Marijuana Seed.
No, I don't know. I'm sorry. That name doesn't sound familiar to me.
I was just wondering whether he might still be around.
Yeah. I don't know. I knew a lot of people down there that, he was friends with. He lived in Southern Oregon probably until 1994 or so, and then he moved. I don't know. He was moving around a lot. I think he ended up down there in Arizona probably not too long after that. But I don't think he was really back in Southern Oregon. He was in Eugene for several years, but I don't think he was back in Southern Oregon after 94, really, like himself personally.
I might be misremembering, and it was somebody else that told me about Michael Seed. In fact, I think Michael Seed actually communicated on Facebook at one point that he was still doing alive and well, but it's been a lot of years now.
Lost the Tucson crowd, except one person.
There's few of us here yet. We're all in the house at the moment.
Well, thank you everybody for sharing your memories, and thank you for inviting me to this memorial. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate just kind of the love and the friendship and all of that stuff. It was really nice.
You guys seem really cool to me. Yeah, I never knew Neriah, but he looks like quite a charismatic dude.
That's a good word for it.
Right.
We'll have a good trip, Carla.
Thanks. It'll be an adventure for sure.
Good to see you.
Out of my comfort zone, not having my own vehicle.
Right.
Yeah.
I would like to say hello to a few people.
Do it.
Here in Tucson?
Whistler, you there?
I'm here, yeah.
There you go.
I would like to speak with you. This is Dan Clearwater.
Yeah, I can see you, brother.
Okay. Can I give you my email?
Hey, Whistler, Whistler, you can just get it from me. I got it.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
There we go. Thank you, Henry.
I think I might already have it. Are you on? You're
Well,
not on Facebook. You're not on Facebook.
Send me an email. Send me your phone number. You know.
He's a Luddite. He's not on Facebook.
No. Yeah, I'm not on Facebook.
Hey, what do you hear from Rob Savoy these days? You in touch with him?
I am.
How's he doing?
He's well, he's doing really good. But he's a Luddite too.
Uh-huh.
Rob was invited to this Zoom, but he didn't make it, obviously.
Well, he's like he had helped invent the internet.
Yeah.
I hope he bought some Google stock.
No. Well, but here's the thing. Long time ago, he told me never do Facebook.
It doesn't matter anymore because everything is interconnected, whether you're on Facebook or whatever else.
Yeah, sort of.
We can't see any of it, but they see it all.
Well, yeah, sort of, yes. I understand. But yeah, well, Rob is the internet guru. And so
hey, you guys,
so, yeah.
hold on, Clear. I just checked with Carol Ann, and she's got neighbors, and so we're going to be shutting down the campfire party here in about 20 minutes, but the Zoom room will stay open. So as long as you all want to continue to Zoom, you can Zoom into the night. But
thank you.
We will be shutting down the Tucson campfire here at Carol Ann's in about 20 minutes. Okay. And
Henry,
I'm going in the kitchen. I'm going to go visit with the gang. Does anybody have a question or something?
Was that Wave that just came by with his drums again?
Yeah, I think that was Wade that just walked by.
Henry, I got to say this.
What?
You've done an incredible thing here.
Wait a minute. I'm not taking any credit. That's God. You can thank God. All right. And like I said earlier, it's Carol Ann that instigated this whole thing. All I did was, and by the way, shout out to Carla because she was part of the original, talking about how to get this on Zoom, but then it turned out that Sandy was able to put it on hers. But Carla had a lot to do with helping us initially and getting this Zoom together. So you shout out.
Well, I'm kind of amazed. I'm a Luddite, and I'm kind of amazed I've done this.
Well, it was the technology end was me and Carla and Sandy. We were the technology. And by the way, I'm those two gals know a lot more about Zoom than I do. But I just, my part was simply, hey, if we're going to have a memorial for Neriah, we need to open it up to the planet, because he had, I mean, look at Whistler. We haven't seen Whistler at a gathering for 5 years. I mean, Whistler is one of Neriah's best friends, and I said, and Carnation Charlie, and so many, and Wind, and so many people. Manny, I didn't even know he had a son named Manny, and so that was, I'm down here, and I said, okay, Carol Ann, as long as we're going to do it, we might as well do it, and that's, that was my contribution. So.
I understand.
But
Hey.
I appreciate the strokes, but I'll defer to God. Thank you, God.
Henry.
Thank you, Henry.
Yes, Whistler.
Clearwater needs to get that same stick of pictures and videos and all that stuff that you sent to me.
Oh yeah.
If he doesn't already have it.
Hey, Carla wants to say hi to you.
Well,
What's up
Whistler.
there, Doctor?
Okay.
Whistler, we need to talk.
Yes.
Anytime Dan wants to talk about that, we can do it after this thing.
Yeah.
Say hi to Carla.
Okay, hi Carla, and hi y'all, and hi Harrisonburg. I go through there from time to time, and I go mostly in the east. Yeah,
It's nice to see you, Carla.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys. It's been a long time.
Been a long time, yes.
Hey, Wave.
Hi there. Hi.
It's been a long time. Yep.
Whistler, will you send me an email right away so we can talk?
Yes.
Give me,
You want
send
my
me.
phone number?
No, send me a phone number right away so we can talk.
Write it down. You got a pen?
I do.
352.
Say
450.
Say again.
352.
Okay.
450.
Yes.
352 450
Yes.
0788.
Got it.
So, Wave, you live in Tucson or outside of Tucson, or?
I'm around here mostly. I was in the east for a year. My dad passed, and I was in Carolina. But I go to Woodstock every summer, Woodstock, New York, and I'm around Arizona mostly. Yep. Yep.
Thank you, Whistler.
This is
Yeah,
home.
man.
Yeah, the desert tribe down here in the Sky Islands it's. But I miss the Northwest. I should visit more. I wanted to see Neriah and Harai and others.
Yeah, Harai. That was a rough passing there.
Oh yes, hi Dharmika. You spent a lot of time with him, didn't you?
Well,
Some I heard.
some, yeah. His hip disintegrated about the middle of January. He really wasn't ready for hospice, but his hip put him in bed, and so they stuck him in a assisted living up here. They wouldn't let people visit except like 1 hour a week or something. So we had to visit him outside through a little gap in the air conditioning unit.
Wow.
It was really frustrating and sad for him, So he was there for a few weeks, and then he was asking for help from people in Ashland, and he, a bunch of people, Alice and some other folks, got him into a facility there where he could have visitors with masks. So he spent about 5 weeks from early February to early March actually getting loved up, and that was good.
Yeah, I had a dream of a row of brothers hugging them all, and Neriah was one, but it wasn't any happy welcome home to gathering. It was all like pretty sad, but Neriah was one. And then I got a word the next day that our friend died. He's the president of our Kriya Yoga group here in Tucson. And he dropped dead. And so I have these dreams occasionally about when people pass, but Neriah was in this, you know, he was a dear friend. But to see him and whatever, we have these connections with people and with our parents and our ancestors and others. So, yeah, we're all one. We're doing this
You guys
thing.
want you guys want to hear a little song I sang to Neriah?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let me go get the
Okay.
words to this
Good
song.
night, good
I'll be
night.
right back.
Hey, Wave.
Yeah.
Seeing
Yeah.
you makes me remember about Mother Nature.
Yes, he was really something. We
You and
helped
I
her out.
we rode out of the '83 gathering to her place before she
She invited-
became Mother Nature.
She invited the rainbow over. We said she doesn't know what she's getting.
Is that water?
I remember that. I thought, what is this woman thinking?
What is she thinking? So Whistle and Dave and I said, we better go over there and help out. And it was crazy. It was crazy. We helped out and it mellowed out before we left. It didn't get too out of hand.
Oh,
Mother Nature came to Arizona and I was having a sweat lodge. And so Mother Nature showed up, her first sweat lodge, and Feather showed up. So I said, Feather, you run this sweat lodge. It was all women and never did another one on my land. It was great. It was really great. Yeah. Yeah. Mother Nature with her 12th child showed up in Arizona and had a sweat lodge. Yeah. Okay. Dharmika's ready.
Oh, what was your story? I missed the story.
Yeah. Mother Nature had a sweat lodge. She made it. She got out of Michigan.
Sing your song, dear.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was I was going to sing to him. I was going to see him, and I was like, what can I give him? You know, I wanted to write a song that was Neriah-like, you know, to give him something through the little crack in the window.
Wow, guitar.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay, we've only got this little bit of time to live in this moment now. Here we go. Only got this little bit of life to give a little joy somehow. Only got this little bit of time, life to live in this moment now. Help each other when the road is long. When we lend a hand that makes us strong. We help each other when the road is long. When we lend a hand that makes us strong. We've only got this little bit of time to live in this moment now. Only got this little bit of life to give a little joy somehow. Only got this little bit of time to live in this moment now. Only got this little bit of life to give a little joy somehow. We got to give it all we got. Climb these mountains, make it to the top. We got to give it all we got. Climb these mountains, make it to the top. Only got this little bit of time to live in this moment now. Only got this little bit of life to give a little joy somehow. Oh, there's one more part, but I don't remember it.
Simple Neriah tune, right? Simple, pure.
That was very good.
Yeah. Marius and Casey do a lot of Neriah tunes and put them different reggae and Krishna devotional type of thing, you know. Yeah.
So many good
Yep.
friends over there. We gotta,
Yeah, so many good
remember
friends.
them and carry
That's
on,
beautiful. We got to live pure, like you're saying, like all the time, right? You never know when we'll see each other again.
That was very good.
Yeah, we love you. Yeah, that's good.
That was delicious, Dharmika.
I got to sing it to him.
Okay, okay. It reminds me to back Neriah and that time we were all together. He was good to Neriah because Neriah wasn't the star. He didn't have the big ego like the other big performer stars, you know. And Neriah really included him, you know, and Whitney and others that in that whole thing. Neriah really helped make it like a family when we were all deciding every week which weekend, what festival are we going to go crash, what concert are we going to do, where are we going to go next weekend. And we had so much fun that summer, going everywhere.
What year?
85. And we were trying to get all the different musicians, you know, Shambhala and Iward and John Levi and Neriah, and we had a big crew, man. We went everywhere, just all over the place. We'd split up sometimes and cover a few bases and back up and whatever. Yeah, it was a great time.
When I first met Harry, I was on my way to the 77 gathering. And we pulled off. We were still in on the east side, somewhere near I-25. We pulled off onto some rest area. And here's Harry at that point, and Bam Bam. Bam Bam was just his sidekick.
Wow.
Carried a guitar.
Yeah, I bought Neriah guitars when he didn't have one. I'd make sure he had one.
Yeah.
You know.
While we're thinking of all that sort of stuff, we ought to give a little nod out to Bilbo.
Oh yeah, he was something. He apologized before he passed and disappeared to wherever he went off to.
Nadia.
Nadia, I've seen her around Tucson. Yes, I've seen of her and heard of her.
Yeah.
I always hope she did well, you know.
Doing well. She did some things well. I forget what, but yeah, she was doing well. But Bilbo kind of apologized for clowning around his foolishness that he didn't do as well as he wished he could have or whatever.
Did they have one or two kids?
I think it was only one. I don't know.
Oh, it must be well grown up by now, huh?
So what happened to Bilbo?
I don't remember exactly. He disappeared and demised, you know.
We found a obituary for him in North Carolina. He I think he was cancerous and he went there to die. Basically, he just sort of disappeared off Facebook and went back from whence he came.
Facebook? I thought he disappeared long before that.
Who's he talking
No,
about?
Bilbo was on Facebook for well, let's see, right up until just before that Arkansas gathering. When the hell was that?
Arkansas 07?
Almost in Texas gathering.
Thank you, Whistler. Yeah, Bilbo was there. He had his Harley. You remember the Harley?
Oh yeah.
Harley.
You know when? 2004. That was when I remember that. I think.
You know what that was? The Harley, right? The mini bike.
Yeah. What was it? 2004?
Yes.
But has anybody heard of Foxfire in many years?
No.
I remember Foxfire.
No one's heard anything for quite a while, right?
No, yeah, quite a while. But he made the zip line in North Carolina.
No, that was Moon Dancer.
Oh, Moon Dancer. Okay.
Yeah, Foxfire was another guy, you know.
We're all pretty
Everybody loves Foxfire. He was one of the greatest.
Foxfire's gone to the skies. It's pretty certain.
He was known as Minnesota Fox.
Yeah, nobody knows where, when, or how. He just disappeared.
We have to go because it's late here and we're out.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we love all you guys. And it sure was good to see you. This Zoom thing surprised the hell out of me.
Hey,
Listen,
Whistler.
wait a minute. May I speak? You guys don't have to go.
Okay, we won't.
The room is open. We just have to shut. We can? Oh, okay. Sorry.
We're gonna charge all the drinks from the mini bar to you, Henry.
Hold on, Whistler. Listen to me. I was just told by Carol Ann that we can continue, but I just have to bring the laptop inside the house because the neighbors want to sleep. So it's going to change it's going to say Tucson Campfire, but it's going to become Tucson Kitchen. Okay. So just hang in there.
Well, I gotta go. It's been wonderful to see everybody.
You can continue. It's
Bye.
just that we're going to go to the kitchen now.
Hasta la pronto.
Great to see you, Don.
Whistler,
Yeah, man.
I'm going to call you in a little while.
Okay.
Hey, the laptop is moving to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Henry, you're doing well.
Can I set the laptop for the popcorn is, or where would you suggest? Is that okay?
That's funny.
We're in the kitchen now. And carry on. It says campfire, but it should say kitchen. See if I can rename it. Let me see if I can figure that out.
Oh, Henry, you worry too much. Details, Henry. Forget all that dumb shit.
Remove, edit, rename. Control kitchen. Okay. There, I did it. Does it say Carol Ann's Kitchen now?
I think you spelled it wrong, Henry.
What do you mean? Oh, is there an E on Ann? Is there supposed to be an E on Ann? There you are. There's a finger. Hey.
Are you allowed to do that on the internet?
Hey, how about we still got Markin and Gypsy over there. They haven't said anything in a while.
I know, you turned them off.
Oh, all they have to do is unmute. They can
Alt A, you guys.
They're Luddites. They're trying to figure it out. Anyway, we're in the kitchen, so you can carry on.
Well, Whistler, I'm going to try to call you in a little while.
All right, buddy.